6:30 in the morning on Saturday, and I'm getting ready to feed the horses. Here comes Smarty, but I just gotta feed the horses, and I think I'll move the cows this afternoon and check the chickens. Okay, I'm sorry, but I totally forgot to video. I went and fed TJ and Nick. But I already fed them, and I cut the hay, so I'm gonna hay Sis and then feed the mares. Okay, I have this bucking feed and the mare's feed, and I'm gonna go feed the pony real quick, and then I'll feed the mares. Okay, here's him. You have to back up. Back up. Yeah. If you will just let me by. Oh, good. Good. Yeah. You practicing? Yeah. Doing a good job. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Good. Okay, since the mares are the last thing I have to feed, I'm going to go ahead and check the chickens so that way I don't have to come back to the barn or anything. So they have water. My mom filled up their water. They'll need more feed. These have water and they'll need more feed too, but they really don't have that many chickens in here. And these have plenty of water too, and they need feed. So basically, all I need to do is fill up the feed. Sometimes I think that roosters are in a conspiracy against me talking on a video. Okay, I've got the feed, and I'm gonna feed them, and then take the cams back and feed the mares. Frank, out of the doorway. Thanks. Okay, we just went and did some stuff at the Grange, and now we are going to feed my dad's baby calf from the sale barn, and I think I'll go back to the house and eat lunch, and then we will see what else there needs to be done. The little guy is definitely very much of a hay eater, and if you're wondering why he looks so poor, it's because he had scours and diarrhea like 2 or 3 days after my dad got him, bad enough that it was to where my dad thought he was gonna die. But besides that, he's weaned off pretty good and actually seems to be getting better, and he really loves to eat hay. So okay, I'm going to move the heifers, and if you didn't already know, we do rotational grazing, which is basically where you section off your pastures and you graze them continually. And at least these little heifers standing right here have gained all this weight through grass, basically completely. We fed them some in winter, but that was just to make sure they didn't get too thin. And the big heifers, the black one, the one in the middle, and that one, and this one that has the bald face, they have all been grazed too, and they're pregnant right now, so it's been a little bit harder on them and a little bit different because this is their first time having a calf, so they're growing something inside of them. So but they still have grass bellies and they're fed really well, so it actually works. All right, I went ahead and moved them. They're already so far down the fence that you can't really see them, but we're not even feeding them right now. And you could probably butcher one of the heifers right now and they would taste great. So, but I need to feed Chester because he's smaller than everybody else, and he really needs to stay out by himself, so I need to get him a little water bucket for him. But besides that, this has been grazed, I think, at least a month. I think it's less actually, and this is how much it's grown. Granted, we did get a rain last weekend, but like none of this looks like it's been grazed at all. Like all of the wheat and oats have come up. We planted a winter cover crop and it's all just now starting to flower and seed out. And this has been grazed over. I think this is its third time. So this is incredible growth for it to be grazed over 3 times, especially since we were kind of under a little bit of a drought all winter. We did not get enough rain this winter, and so it really had no moisture to grow. But it really goes to show how much organic matter has been put back into it while you're not baling hay or anything else, because like all this is ryegrass and we didn't plant any of this and it's come up, and you can see it in between all the rows. And the ponies pasture, him just being out there alone, and we only had 2 cows on it last year, it has a lot more organic matter because you can see all of, like, we didn't plant any cover crop in here, and a lot of this has come up from last year when we planted it. So it's really, really incredible to see how well rotational grazing is working. Okay, as you can tell, I finished writing Smarty. I forgot to video again. I have a terrible memory, so don't fault me on it. But anyways, the surprise is we sold 25 chickens today. We made quite a profit, but we're going to be reinvesting that in feed, and hopefully we're going to buy a very good amount of chicks to replenish everything. But we sold 1 rooster and 24 chickens, so I got rid of everything I didn't think was laying or didn't think that needed to be here. So I think, if I'm right, basically everything left should be less than 4 years old. At least 3, I would think, actually. So that is very profitable. So hopefully I'll get rid of another rooster soon, and then we're just going to keep rebreeding and re-incubating the eggs. But besides that, that's all I have, I think, at the moment. They have enough feed and water, especially with as few of them as we have now. I need to move the other chickens and finish feeding the horses. Okay, here are the chickens. And one of these hens does lay an egg, and unfortunately, as far as I know, that is the only hen that lays. Oh no, I take it back. I lied. There's 2 eggs in there. I moved these chickens last night in the dark, so I could not see. So don't blame me, okay? Anyways, what I normally just do is you just slide the coop over this way, the same for those 2, and then you give them feed, and we have the wire cut like in the middle so they can stick their head through the wire and get water out of a cut open milk jug. Okay, my mother went to feed the TJ Newt for me, so I'm gonna have to back up and get feed for the steers, and then feed the steers and be done for the night finally. Okay, I have the feed bucket secured and my trusty sidekick. Yeah, she's looking very heroic there. But anyways, I've got to go to the clinic, and then after that I've just got to close the chicken coops in the barn. So okay, here are the big steers, all happy and hungry. I would try to video, but I don't think there's anywhere to video like that I could actually get it. Not to mention it's getting dark, but you can say hi to this guy. You could also, hold on, there you go, better lighting. You can also say hi to these guys. Anyways, so I'm gonna feed them and then I will drive back to the house. Alright, it is Saturday night. My dad will be back home tomorrow. But I still have to take care of his stuff tomorrow morning. Or just check on it to make sure it's okay. There were 16 cows and 13 calves. We think one is not bred. The 2 others have not calved yet, but I think are getting close. We have one of the, she's a Hereford cross, and somehow she ended up off cycle last year, so she's normally like the last. Like it's normally May when she has her calf. So it's gonna be a second before we get anybody else. But besides that, oh, I'm not paying attention. Okay, but besides that, everything with the cows was good. We have 25 less chickens today and are a certain amount of dollars richer. So that is all for the adventure today. If you can't tell, it's evening. I forgot to video this morning because I couldn't find my phone to carry it with me. I lose stuff easy, so anyways, but right now I'm feeding the rest of these chickens, and then I will feed the horses. But after that, that is going to be the end of this vlog. So that's exciting, and hopefully this was enjoyable to watch. I've already fed Newt and TJ, and I am going to close one side of the barn, the side that the chickens are roasting on. That way they won't get eaten, at least, or like they won't really know that they're there. But besides that, that is all the chaotic weekend I had. Honestly, it really wasn't like super chaotic, but it was an unusual weekend, and I had a lot of animals to deal with. And I'm hoping next video I will be using the GoPro. I'm really hoping there's going to be like no doubt about that. But I also have to learn how to use the GoPro. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. But I fed the pony. He's going to stay. He stayed up all day, and he's going to stay up tonight. because I think I'm riding him tomorrow and it's easier for right now. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this, and comment down below what you want to see more of.